Alright guys, just disclaimer, I sound like crap still, I apologize, nothing I can do about it, but it is a horrible day for woke gaming. I tell you what, we've had these people reeing at us for a while now, screeching and complaining about how all we do is hate on video games, despite the fact that we love games like Space Marine 2 and Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, you know, the list goes on. And instead, they want us to love this slop. Well, now we're seeing reports that Dragon Age the Veilguard is having piss-poor numbers when it comes to their pre-orders. And I can tell you this for a fact, guys, because I'm partnered with sites like Instant Gaming, I have not seen not one pre-order for that game come through, whereas people have pre-ordered Space Marine 2 before it came out, people were pre-ordering Black Myth Wukong. There are games people care about, and this is not one of them. And of course, a large part of the problem with this game is the fact that this is a very, let's say, storied and loved franchise. I mean, I know that there was some controversy, not everyone loved Dragon Age 2, but again, these games have a large fan base, and they are going very far away, both in the art style and the design of these games. And you can see it just in the people talking about it, that the game itself, it just looks like crap. This person here on Twitter, Steam Trader, says, what I cannot understand about BioWare Dragon Age Veilguard is the sensory overload. The combat is constantly like this, and it actually gets a lot worse. Who asked for that? Who thought this was good? Headache-inducing mess. As a huge series fan, I find this disappointing. And look at this heads-up display. This is just disgusting to have to look at. Now, sure, I'm sure you could turn some of this off, but my God, it's like unicorn vomit all over the screen. So, of course, people like Learning the Law on Twitter pointing out that you have a Chinese POC female character from Mecha Break versus Western POC elf from Dragon Age Veilguard. Do the Chinese have better representation now than Western audiences, Western game studios? I would say yes. And it's a really funny thing, especially with the way that they're approaching this game. They're making all these, much like other games that we've seen where they kind of feminize men, they're making all like the black and white characters very effeminate, gay, non-binary types. And it's very weird that they always do this with like the white and the black male characters. Of course, we see IGN shilling for this game, trying to promote it as, oh my God, look at the hair, design in this game. Look how the hair moves. Now again, sure, if you want to flex your technological muscles and say, yeah, we did a great thing with the hair design in this game, fine, kudos to you. But most people, I don't think, truly care about this. They want a good game. And of course, we've seen IGN now talking to Corinne Bush, who is the transgender individual who is in charge of Dragon Age Origins, talking about how they used lessons from The Sims to craft their character creator and more. Now, what's crazy about this is, again, you would think The Sims and Dragon Age has nothing in common, and you'd be right to say that, because truly, these are two types of games that have absolutely nothing in common. But if you look at these quotes in this article here, it says, so I went to lunch with a couple folks in the leadership team at BioWare, and this is coming from Corinne Bush, and we started riffing about progression systems and skill trees and economies, and we really just resonated with one another. And much to my surprise, they expressed an interest in me joining, and it was kind of the question you don't have to ask twice. This was such a dream opportunity, and to be able to step into this space, visit this studio, see my favorite characters on display through the walls, I was immediately sold. Bush was coming off a stint at Maxis, and we'll talk about that in a second, where she, and I hate to say she, but I'm just quoting the article, helped design the systems on various The Sims projects. In taking the helm of Dragon Age the Veilguard, she became part of a wider talent pipeline flowing from Maxis to other parts of the games industry. It's a pipeline that includes the likes of Eric Homburg-Weidler, who was credited with fine-tuning many of the systems that comprise The Sims 4 before spearheading the profession's revamping World of Warcraft's Dragonflight expansion. Justin Camden, who also worked on The Sims, is one of the Dragon Age the Veilguard's technical designers. So, two people who both worked on The Sims have now come over to Dragon Age, and if you recall, The Sims recently, in the last couple of years, has gotten exceptionally woke, getting into all of this transgender and LGBT ideology, pushing this agenda where you can be pansexual in the game, you can have like different types of relationships, not just be, straight or gay. Now you have to be all-inclusive to the non-binary crowd and the polyamorous crowd. And again, this is just one of these situations where we've seen woke ideology ruin games. Then again, I played The Sims, a couple different versions of it on my GameCube and stuff back in the day. It's not a game I care too much about. I don't do like the cozy type games. But again, this is a game that has been taken over by woke activists. Now, The Sims doesn't have any direct correlation to Sweet Baby Inc. as far as we know. Obviously, the largest of the game consulting companies that has been pushing the woke agenda in games. However, if you look at Maxis, Maxis is a division of Electronic Arts, which is a client of Sweet Baby Inc., and Maxis has been owned by Electronic Arts since 1997, so that's almost 20 years now that Maxis has been a part of Electronic Arts. Oh wow, I can't do math. 27 years. Sorry, almost 30 years. I got the brain fog from being sick, guys. I apologize. Math is hard, okay? But on Maxis website, it says diversity, equity, and inclusion. We choose empathy and practice inclusivity in order to create a safe and supportive environment for all kinds of creative minds. Now, the long and the short of it, when looking at reports from industry insiders, this game is not selling any pre-orders. Nobody wants Dragon Age Veilguard. They have reports from, I believe, Dr. Disaster here on YouTube, as well as Side Scrollers podcast host Stutter and Craig, saying that none of these stores nationwide have any pre-orders. Nobody wants it. Nobody's buying it. The game is going to flop hard. Sort of like what we're seeing from Sweet Baby Ink Infected Unknown 9 Awakening, which is reportedly having poor pre-orders and atrocious Steam wishlist ranking. And this is, again, an article from That Park Place, and it says developer Reflector Entertainment and publisher Bandai Namco appear to have a massive financial disaster on their hands with the Sweet Baby Ink Infected Unknown 9 Awakening. The game, which goes on sale in about a month on October 17th, 2024, was added to Cabrutus Rambo's Sweet Baby Ink Detected Steam curated list back in March after it was revealed on the Shorty Awards website that Sweet Baby Ink co-founders David Bedard and Kim Belair were listed in the game's credit section. Now, again, I think it's also important to point out this is not just a game that, once again, like Suicide Squad or a lot of the other games we've seen flop, had involvement from Sweet Baby Ink. As I understand it, this game is actually being completely written, directed by Sweet Baby Ink. So the involvement goes up all the way to the top with Kim Belair and David Bedard having a hand in writing this game's storyline. Now, I could be wrong about that. If anybody has contrary information to this, let me know, and I'll correct myself later on. But again, this is a game that nobody has any desire to play. Of course, you can see Stutter and Craig saying, my insider has some pre-order info about the Unknown 9 Awakening, the action-adventure game linked to Sweet Baby Ink. In their 900 stores, they've seen a total of 42 total pre-orders for this game. That's less than 1/5 as many as Concord. It releases next month. It's DOA. Think about that for a second. 900 stores, and they've got 42 pre-orders. Grum says SBI is about to kill another game with less pre-orders than Concord. Anya Shalatra should sue for what they did to her in-game model. Reminder that Kim Belair, founder of Sweet Baby Ink, is story architect for Unknown 9 Awakening. So yeah, I guess it is confirmed that she is the one that is essentially created the story for this game. So Jared Roberts points out that pushing for a Sweet Baby Ink fueled transmedia universe with a continuous narrative while your game is sitting in the 390th most wishlisted spot and number 3090 in top sellers is not the power play you think it is. Of course, they're trying to create some sort of weird like multiverse or franchise with this game with like books and what appears to be apps and all that for a game that nobody has any interest or desire in purchasing. So it will be really interesting to see how all this shakes out. Again, I am loving the fact that these studios, these games are putting out this slop and people are saying, hell no, I'm keeping my wallet closed. You're not getting my money. You're not getting a dime out of me. So again, one more bloodbath from Sweet Baby Ink. And again, I don't know that Sweet Baby Ink has any involvement per se with Dragon Age Veilguard. But again, they do have connections to Electronic Arts, which is a client of Sweet Baby Ink. So again, do the math for yourself. Kind of come to your own conclusions. Let me know what you think about all this down below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.